All right, so today is a bit of a 2-for-1. If you're into the 2-for-1s, this is the review for you. We're gonna be talking about two absolutely amazing whiskeys coming from one of my favorite distilleries, Still Austin. So stick around, we're gonna dive into both of these here today on the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much as always for joining today, greatly appreciate it. So as I had mentioned early on, we're talking 2-for-1. We're gonna be talking a little bit about today the basically fall winter release of their oldest 100 proof whiskey that they've released to date, which is going to be 7 years old. And we're going to be talking about the 2025 Blue Corn Bourbon whiskey. So excited as always for Still Austin. Again, probably my favorite overall Texas distillery, and what it is that they do and kind of churn out I'll say year after year is absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and tackle both of these. We'll get into first the straight bourbon whiskey, which is coming in again at 100 proof. It's a 70% white corn, 25% rye, and 5% malted barley. It is aged, as I mentioned, 7 years. So their oldest age stated bourbon so far to date. So that's pretty exciting coming from Still Austin, and MSRP about 80 bucks. So not cheap, but again, I think for what it is you're getting, absolutely amazing. So we'll tackle the Blue Corn here in a second, but let's first kind of go over some of the 7-year straight bourbon whiskey from Still Austin. Boy, so immediately you are hit with this like really nice burnt caramel, burnt brown sugars, maybe even butterscotch notes. Again, a little bit of that Texas funk, which, you know, you're always going to get from Texas. I mean, they have a battle on their hands with the heat there. So again, a Texas whiskey at 7 years old, them monitoring all of that, I give them a lot of credit for even being able to release something that's 7 years old coming out of that state, just because of the battle that they've got with the heat. Yeah, very interesting. I'll even say this. This is something you don't get very often, but it has this almost Dr. Pepper feel to it, which is something that I really enjoy. Ben sometimes says I've had a Dr. Pepper, but absolutely love the nose on this so far. Yeah, it's almost as though the barrel and whiskey are kind of like fighting with each other, trying to figure out who's going to kind of win out in this thing. But yeah, absolutely love that Dr. Pepper feel. Maybe even some like black pepper or a white pepper. It's not overly peppery. There's a little softness to it, but there is a pepper note that's there. Then it begins to kind of shift a little bit, and here comes some of the vanilla custards working really well with that barrel, that Dr. Pepper feel. Man, if you could like mix the two into kind of like a Dr. Pepper float or something, fantastic. Maybe even some fruit notes, like a fruit cobbler of some sort. Yeah, I think with some of the richness of this, you start to kind of even layer in some cigar tobacco notes, you know, and maybe that's kind of part of the Texas funk that's there, but you're starting to get a little bit of that leather tobacco kind of feel to it. Maybe even some hints of citrus, like a burnt orange of some sort. It gets a really, really fantastic nose. And all of this, again, at 100 proof. They do, in my opinion, maybe some of the best 100 proof whiskeys, period. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive into the palate of this and give you guys an idea of what you can expect. Cheers. Hey, sorry to interrupt the video, but stick with me here 1 second. If you're anything like me and you're sick and tired of all the worn out, old, drabby clothes that are just sitting there in your closet, well, today's your lucky day. Into the AM has both you and I covered. Make sure you click that link in the description below. That's going to save you an additional 10% off your order today. Into the AM reflects nothing but comfort, quality, great pricing, and they've got us covered from just about head to toe. If you're looking for great tees, long sleeve tees, polos, long sleeve polos, sweatshirts, everything in between, again, Into the AM's got us both covered, again, from head to toe. So make sure you click that link in the description below. That's gonna save you an additional 10% off your order today. Now it's really simple. Again, click the link in the description below. That's gonna help you look even more amazing than you already look. And thank you Into the AM for sponsoring today's video. Man, so right out of the gate, Luxardo cherry, oak, really nice caramel, butterscotch feels like right away. Very creamy texture. Again, all of this at 100 proof. Like, I hate to even say that, and a lot of times people will kind of discredit a bourbon at 100 proof, but these things drink well above its weight class, or punches well above its belt, whatever you want to refer to it as. There's a tremendous amount of flavor all packed into this 100 proof bottle. Yeah, here comes some of the brown sugars. And again, it's still letting you know that it's a Texas bourbon. There's that funkiness, that oakiness, that earthiness that it has. But again, that's kind of their terroir, if that makes any sense. So far, beautiful, beautiful 7-year-old Texas bourbon. Yeah, again, I think you're starting to, at this point, layer in some of that kind of vanilla custard. One thing that was interesting was you're getting this, maybe this is part of the funkiness as well, but this ginger snap cookie, there's a little bit of a tartness, a brightness, that ginger note. There's a little bit of that kind of peppery note that's there that I absolutely love. I mean, to me, this is the best 100 proof bourbon that they've done to date. And this at barrel strength, man, I'd love to kind of get my hands on that just to also see exactly what that's going to taste like, you know, at that barrel proof kind of stage. Really interesting to see what that flavor will be. But at 100 proof, it's absolutely fantastic. And I think one that's going to really, truly surprise you and not only impress you, but it's a really, really nice bourbon. One of the other things I can always say that I appreciate about Still Austin is that barrel note, that oak note that you get. It's something I enjoy in a whiskey. And when you combine that with everything else I've kind of described, it makes for a really, really nice pour. You know, when you mix that, the herbal notes, everything else I've kind of described, you know, just makes this for a very, very enjoyable bourbon. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, man, I'd give that thing a try all day long. I think it's a fantastic bourbon, and one that a lot of people, I think, will really, really enjoy. So with that, let's kind of shift gears a little bit to the Blue Corn here in 2025. All right, so here we are with the Blue Corn here in 2025. This is coming in again at 100 proof. Mash bill on this, 25% blue corn, 25% white corn, 44% rye, 5% malted barley. So interesting from that standpoint, all coming in at about 6 years old, and MSRP on this, again, right around that between $70 and $80, depending on, you know, where you're finding this. So let's jump right into this, give you guys an idea of what you can expect from the 2025 Blue Corn Bourbon Whiskey. All right, so very interesting. So the one thing that jumps out of the glass immediately is this blueberry note. There's a fruit note, but it's very blueberry forward. Nice and spicy, almost like a spicy blueberry jam. Love, again, the sweet, rich oak that it has. I mean, that is one thing that I always appreciate with Still Austin, is that oak layer. It just works really well with the sweetness and that kind of herbalness that you get from, you know, whatever the terroir is. You just get that herbal characteristic that works extremely well. Like, almost think of like a blueberry infused sweet tea. There's something about it that, this is crazy, the amount of blueberry. It's not something I pick up very often, but this is very much in the forefront. Yeah, really nice kind of vanilla buttercream that's there as well. It's just that blueberry note that's there is just kind of sticking with me. It's just an amazing note that's working well with that spice, the kind of Texas funk that's there. It's yeah, it almost like a spicy blueberry pop tart of some sort. So all right, let's dive into the palate, see if the nose and palate matches at all on this one. Cheers, guys. So first and foremost, I mean the creaminess, again, all of that at 100 proof is crazy. How they get all of that to work and feel more like a cast strength bourbon, all at 100 proof. I don't know what it is that they do to allow that, but it is an extremely creamy bourbon. And I'll tell you, here comes the blueberry note. It is definitely there. So when you get into that kind of spicy, oaky blueberry pop tart, I mean, it's what you can expect from from the Blue Corn Bourbon. It is at least the 2025 version anyway. Crazy bourbon, and it's just an interesting note. It kind of throws you for a loop a little bit because it's not something you always get or is that much in the forefront. Yeah, I'll say it's this really beautiful, sweet, rich oak that has this blueberry, spicy, sweet tea kind of feel to it. You almost start to get into a little bit of this with the sweetness, this maple and brown sugar blueberry. It's almost like if you're having like pancakes with blueberries and maple syrup on it. Like it's crazy. Like that is a really interesting and delicious bourbon right there. Again, all of that at 100 proof. You can check them out, online or at the distillery. But it should be a bourbon that you should be able to get your hands on. Crazy good. Love that different blueberry spiciness that it all has going on. Tremendous bourbon. Yeah, it's very fruit forward. I mean, blueberry it leads, but I think you're also picking up a little bit of that kind of plum, fig, pastry. It just has so much going on. It's a tremendous bourbon. And if you're on the fence with Still Austin, if this could be the gateway, I would definitely try that. I think that's going to work for an awful lot of people. So if you are one that's on the fence, give that a try. The 2025 Blue Corn Bourbon, I think, will maybe change your mind or kind of be an introduction to what Still Austin can kind of offer you. If you already are a fan of Still Austin, you know how great of a whiskey that they produce. All kinds. I mean, they're just like geniuses of creating incredible bourbons. I hate to even say from the state of Texas, they're just on their own great bourbons, great ryes. Everything that they seem to do and release just seems to be kind of knocked out of the park. So, so there you have it. I mean, those are two great bourbons that you can, if you're new to Still Austin, start with these two. Try both of these out. I think you'll absolutely be amazed by what both of these have to offer. Again, all of them at 100 proof, about 80 bucks, give or take for each one of these. But what they offer in terms of overall, kind of your monetary return to flavor, man, there's not a lot better out there. I think you'll be absolutely amazed by both of these. So there you have it. There is the oldest Still Austin, their 7-year straight bourbon whiskey, and their 2025 Blue Corn bourbon. Both of them absolutely incredible. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts on Still Austin overall. Have you tried the 7-year bourbon? Have you tried the 2025 Blue Corn? Again, let me know. I love your feedback. Want to hear from you guys most importantly, I think overall 2 tremendous bourbons that you can't go wrong with. So with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in today. If you'd like to follow me, you can on Facebook and Instagram, those places at My Bourbon Journey. If you'd like to help support the channel and become part of the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description below. That down there with a lot of other great things for you as well. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to another review. And as always, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers. We'll see you in the next video.